And welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Woo-hoo.
2 weeks later.
A life-changing 2 weeks.
Indeed, for one of us.
Yes.
I am like 85% sure that I'm here right now. I'm running off of
I'm 100% sure that you're here right
a
now.
lack of sleep and a lot of caffeine.
And you could be a simulation.
You know what? Why do we have to take it there already?
I don't know. Just thought we'd jump to the end
Do
of
you
that
think
story.
we're in a simulation right now? We'll take it. We'll get back to it later. Okay.
All right, this is the Gadget Spot where we talk about tech, video games, and gadgets. Thanks for downloading us and giving us a listen.
Yeah, and if you like us a lot, give us a review on iTunes.
So we can
that'd be
upload ourselves into your hearts.
I'd like
Yeah.
that.
Ah, technology joke fives.
I'd like that a lot. Let's go ahead and introduce the panel now. Owen.
Hey, I'm Owen. You can follow me on Twitter at TechNoan. I didn't tweet this week at all. Or last. No, I did last
No,
week.
it felt like you sent something.
I wish that you would
I did.
tweet more. The stuff
I
that you-
tweeted to Joe Reedy during the beginning of the show last time.
He did.
Because
So that's one tweet in 2 weeks.
Good job.
Yeah. Anyway.
up 50%.
I think
That's
what
his life.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slow roll it up so that I keep looking like, wow, he makes jumps of 50% every time he improves. That's pretty good, right?
That's smart.
Math hack.
Playing
Anyway,
the system.
so yeah, follow me on Twitter at TechNoan.
What do you tweet about when you tweet? Why don't you give us incentive to follow
So
you?
when I see something either tragic, like
A wheelchair knocked over.
ooh, that's dark. Probably wouldn't retweet that, but I would laugh.
It depends on who's in the wheelchair.
A pair of reading glasses, but no book.
No, that's sad.
Oh.
No, that's
tragic.
is that tragic?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't care.
Anyway, I don't know. Funny stuff. Like if I see I like irony. So if I see ironic humor,
I've never seen you tweet anything humorous.
ouch.
That's funny.
You
and
just
ironic.
don't. Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna tweet that.
So you've been playing.
So basically, I just follow Tony because his tweets are usually clever and funny.
Usually.
Which
That screenshot he shared, hilarious.
yeah. So
Yeah. Green Lantern. Why?
I made that screenshot.
You did?
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's mine. I
That's
made
cool.
it.
anyway, games, none. But I have plans to buy Mega Man 11.
You might want to check reviews before
I
you do
know.
that.
I almost did it as Tony's been tearing down my walls about pre-ordering, and he's going back on his word on that. So on his
I know.
It's gotten pretty positive reviews. What are you talking about,
I
Tony?
read a 6 out of 10 earlier.
yeah, and
GameSpot,
anyway.
7 out of 10. IGN, 7.5. Metacritic, 81%. That's
Oh,
pretty
my
good.
Okay, I just read
They've
one
improved.
bad.
They've
Okay.
improved then because I think I read somewhere in the same area, like 6 out of 10. Some people did 5.5. Anyway,
Now, is it like the nostalgia factor?
Yeah,
where it
totally.
doesn't have the.
I was gonna buy it totally based on that nostalgia.
Did you see the screenshots of the leaked first-person shooter Mega Man that was in development?
No.
Oh, I got to share that with you guys.
Yeah, I need that one. Anyway, I was planning to buy that right when it came out the gate, and then I waited because I'm a procrastinator, and then I saw the reviews, and it made me feel like Jarron because, Jarron's the guy that returns everything, and I returned my almost pre-order.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it made you feel small, but yeah, go ahead.
You
Potato,
should.
tomato.
Hey, feeling small in an airplane is a good thing.
At least there's gravity on a real airplane.
Just wait for a couple of patches and then pick it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Jarron.
Hey, this is me, Jarron. You can find me on Twitter at Jarron. James is laughing at me. I'm not sure
just
why.
took like a sip of your drink as if it was a hot coffee.
Yeah, it is a hot coffee in my mouth. It's actually a LaCroix.
No, it's not.
I like LaCroix.
It's barely edible.
LaCroix makes me happy, and I'm aware of all the LaCroix jokes out there. They're not new to me.
It has
Blah, blah, blah.
Far less flavor than
I
coffee.
even made a LaCroix joke.
What was it?
My wife was cleaning
My
an
wife?
apple with water, and I said, you should collect that water underneath the apple, and it's LaCroix.
Yeah.
No,
Bam!
that's more flavor than a
Making
LaCroix.
fun of it though doesn't make it okay. Doesn't make it okay for you to drink it.
I
Just
still
be
love
"I'm-"
it. I still love
You
it.
do. You do. You have to despise it and make jokes about it.
I have friends that make fun of it. I can say these things.
So I went on a road trip, and I played my Switch a lot. Played a lot of Doom. I think I almost have beat that game.
How far are you?
I don't know.
What's the last big thing that happened?
I saw the big stone tablet in Olivia's lair, whatever it's called. Yeah.
What game are you talking about?
Doom.
The new one?
Yeah.
So you've already made it through a good portion of
Yeah.
hell.
I have the BFG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting fairly close.
I love the
You're getting fairly
BFG in
close.
this game.
BFG feels like a cheat.
It is, so don't
It's-
use it.
Well,
It's just way too much.
I've
it's
never
super powerful, but you gotta hoard ammo for it. 'Cause
Yeah.
It uses a ton of ammo, and
Honestly,
that ammo's not super easy to find.
but man, it is fun.
honestly, the only weapon I need is a super shotgun.
Yeah, that's all you need. And then
Yeah.
the next one, you're gonna have a super shotgun with a grappling hook. It'll be the greatest thing ever.
And
With
the
a-
reason I use a super shotgun, not because it's powerful, but because it's so dang fun to use.
Mm-hmm.
Is the super
both.
shotgun the one with the 2 barrels?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Have you
nice.
upgraded it yet?
it's fully upgraded.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
Nice.
reload.
How's it go?
Boom.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like that.
Cool.
Played some Rocket League with some family.
Mhm.
That game is so fun
pretty
when you're
good.
all in the same room. A little bit of Mario Kart. And I haven't really played my computer because
Bum.
I'm looking at it right now, and it looks
it's
sad and empty.
yeah. I sold my two 1070s because
Vacant.
I ordered a 2080 Ti.
Way to go.
Yeah, the marketing,
Was that the Law
hype,
and Order? Cha-chung.
No.
Oh.
the marketing, the hype, all of that, it got to me. And I decided to sell all my old computer parts, my 2080 Ti, the rest of my cryptocurrency.
You can't sell your 2080 Ti. You don't have it.
Oh,
yet.
my two 1070s, my Roomba, my old Vita, all
Everything.
of that. Because the 2080 Ti is so fracking expensive.
Yes, it is.
Oh, man.
And now you're ahead of Tony, technically in the graphics
Well,
department.
Now I have nothing because I'm waiting for it
But
to ship.
if you ask Tony, he'll go after you about all of your motherboard and your processor and all the other stuff. But
Yeah, my processor is severely underpowered comparatively now.
you're still better than Tony for just a minute
Yeah.
because you have ordered one.
Hold
and
on,
he
hold
hasn't.
on. He's gonna reason this out.
I haven't decided yet because I have two 1080 Ti's, and the combined performance for two 1080 Ti's is still slightly higher than a 2080 Ti in games that have good SLI support.
Until DLSS comes out
Chun-chung.
for games.
Yeah, but we're talking about
Deep
now.
learning super sampling. It's the way of the future.
It's checkerboarding
If
for
I'm gonna-
PCs.
If you're
No,
gonna
it's
learn,
better than that. You know it.
No, it's a little bit better.
guys, which one runs Minecraft better?
They all run Minecraft at 16,000K.
Oh, cool.
Can I check email with both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
How about the internet?
It's got that. James.
What's up, guys? I'm here. I'm awake. I just had a daughter. Well, my wife 3D printed our daughter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This last Friday, and so I'm here to get out of the house.
Congratulations.
There's so much poop at my house right now.
He looks vacant.
Do I look tired?
There's a vacancy
Yeah.
there.
I found that I am more full in ways that I didn't think was possible, and I'm more tired than I thought a human could ever achieve.
Nope. Wait for it.
It mainly just hits me at like 2 a.m.
It gets worse.
But,
First time they
it
have
gets-
stomach flu.
It gets better. It gets better.
So I've been trying to wean myself off of games lately because I've been wanting to play World of Warcraft really bad, and I think I've been talking about that. So I'm playing like World of Warcraft Lite. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone because it's easy. It's on my phone. I can take it wherever I want.
What
with
the
me.
heck is World of Warcraft Lite?
Hearthstone. It has all the World of Warcraft
okay.
characters.
Okay, I get
A little bit of story, and I can take it with me. And it fills the void of like collector in me when you gotta like
Yeah.
collect cards and stuff. So I've been playing a lot of that. Outside of that, just having a kid, living life, listening to podcasts. Oh, speaking of listening to podcasts, why don't I just whip something out really quick and just play it? Hold on.
Resuming episode.
Jarron.
Yeah, my name's
give me-
Jarron.
Whatever. I'm
I
sure.
see what you're
James-
trying to
James
do.
always gives you compliments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
does, and
His are free.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
James is like a little dog wagging its tail, and Owen is like the master who doesn't give a crap.
I occasionally, I acknowledge him.
Hold on, it gets better.
Here's smallish puppy that's wagging your tail. I love you.
Oh man.
And you should see him just light up.
I hope he listens to this.
Ouch.
I really do.
Ouch.
We
It's
love
hurting.
you, James. And we love the following people who
Okay, so
wow,
I believe,
listen to that segue.
I believe that
That
was
was good.
last year or last week when I wasn't here.
That was last week.
2 weeks ago.
But did you know that we also have a host of this show that cares about everybody equally? His name's Tony.
Have you met him?
Well, that's not true.
No, the longer you know him, the less he cares about you. Let me tell you that.
Jarron, he knows.
Yep.
He knows this. I've known him
You
since...
barely have anything left for him.
Yeah, we've known each other since I was born. All right. Yeah, check me out on Twitter if and you want at Quad T Tony.
Hey, James. That was really nice. That was a really nice segment. Sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, Owen. Sorry. That was a really good interruption.
I know.
That was real nice.
It wasn't me.
Great job. Yeah. Anyway, what I've been playing lately is I finished Quantum Break. That was really cool.
Oh, the guy with Animorphs / Iceman / whatever his name is.
Yeah. He's on Animorphs?
Yeah, he's the main guy in Animorphs.
The guy that
TV
plays
series.
Iceman?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Quantum Break was a lot of fun. I liked that one quite a bit. I play Quake Champions like every day for at least half an hour.
Before you get too far past it, can you give me like the TLDR of Quantum Break?
It's just a really neat time travel story.
Oh, cool.
Super interesting time travel story.
How does it
Really,
get past the time travel paradox?
Does your mother hit on you in that game?
no, you don't have to be your own grandpa in this one.
Better or worse than the time travel in Titanfall?
I'd say as good.
Oh,
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Has super high production value. They do this thing in it where they have really, really good character renders for the cutscenes, but then they also have in between each act a half-hour TV show that they shot with all the actors, full sets, full effects, everything. Yeah, it's really interesting the way they did it. And so in between each act, you're getting like a half-hour episode.
So it's all about the story then.
Yeah, it's
That's cool.
very story based, and the gameplay is a lot of fun too. It's got some really neat time manipulation mechanics, things like that. So good game. And then like I said, I play Quake Champions at least once a day, or no, probably about just once a day, but for at least half an hour usually.
And that's just a turn off your brain shooter
Yep.
kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I really am enjoying that one. And then I am 2/3 of the way through the Spiderman game on PS4.
So jealous.
I'm going to do
Hate,
a
hate,
review.
hate.
Do a review on that later.
Hate,
and,
hate. Double hate.
I think that's it. Because I've been devoting quite a bit of time to that one. Oh, and I'm probably about 3 hours into Dishonored 2. That one's pretty dang good too.
I heard the web slinging mechanics in the new Spider-Man game is amazing. Like
Yes.
it makes it super fun. To
It's
travel.
really, really neat. So before we get into anything like that, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our Patreon folks.
Yeah, I got that pulled up. Owen, first of all, tell us what Patreon is.
Digital tip jar.
He's getting so good at that.
Yeah, but
Digital jip jar.
Oh, it's worse.
I want more than that, though. Everyone knows that it's a digital tip jar. For what?
Oh,
For us.
I don't know. I've said those words so many times in my head.
I don't know.
They've lost their meaning. I've practiced them so many times. It's like when you say hello, 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 and then it forgets its meaning.
Yeah.
I don't know what digital tip jar means anymore. It's just a one
It does. I do that with fork.
string of
fork,
syllables
fork.
now that I just say whenever I'm prompted.
Well, thanks for that non-explanation. If you, dear listener, want to donate to our show, go to patreon.com/GadgetSpot. And if you donate any tier, you can watch some of our exclusive content, which we have not produced in a while because life has gotten in the way.
Yeah.
But the main reason to donate to us is because you love us. And we love
something-
you.
We did something for September, didn't we?
That's how they
No.
donate. Oh.
Yeah,
Was the drone not September?
that was to everyone.
Yeah, that went out to
Yep.
everyone.
But
No. The drone footage. The raw drone footage.
did you upload that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sweet. Well, I
Alright.
guess we did
Look
put
at
out
that.
exclusive content. Look at us.
Go, James.
Anyway, huge shout out and thank you. If you donate $6 and above, you get a shout out on the show. So these fellow people have gone above and beyond, and here they are: Adam Hecht, AJ Jasper, Aaron Young, and David Broshinsky. You guys are awesome.
You guys are the best.
Thank you to Aaron Faulkner, Ryan Baker, Ryan McQueen. From Software is better than Naughty Dog, a.k.a. Joe Reedy.
Awesome.
Adam
His explanation last
Foot,
week was awesome.
Valentine, Kevin Eccles, Derek Allred, Johnny Rios, Spencer Knowlton, Conrad Southworth, Brian Lee, Morty, Austin Beauregard, Roger Allen, Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale, and Derek Bauer. Thank you guys. You make this possible.
Yes, thank you so much. All right. Do we have any emails? I don't think we have any emails.
We have
this week.
one.
We have one?
We didn't read it last time because James wasn't here.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Hey, are we going to do that thing that we talked about with the Patreon thing? Having to do a Kickstarter, Kickstarter thing. We doing that?
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that.
Okay, I wasn't
talk
sure if
about
you guys already talked about that on the
No,
show
we
or
haven't
not.
talked about it yet.
Okay.
Anyway, we got an email from J. Scott Aragi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has the name of an author,
he does.
like if he's going to do something.
And it's exclusively to James. James, welcome back. I hope you are a permanent fixture to the show again.
Huzzah!
Was that the end?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted you to comment on that part. Are you ever going to release the superhero diet video you were working on last year? Thanks.
As he shoves Tim Tams into his mouth.
Well, actually,
You gotta gain before you can lose.
Right? Yeah.
I thought that was referred to with kids.
That works too as well.
Oh,
yes.
So, nope.
Okay, there we go. Long story short.
Long story short, I started shooting it, and then I realized how
How much it sucked?
much it sucks.
Yep.
Let me put it this way. Okay, so you know what I'll do for Patreon sometime? I don't know if I'm allowed to do
Don't
it.
promise things
Don't promise stuff that you're never
when you're
going to
never
do.
going to do it.
I uploaded the video without you even knowing that I uploaded it.
Yeah,
no, I'll
but
do
that
this.
was a
I'll do
separate
this.
thing.
For anybody that's interested, for this month's Patreon, and I'll kind of put it up to the bar of you guys and to the public, apparently. I have, and I don't know if I'm allowed to release it, but I have the workout schedule that I was on. Well, of course I'm allowed to, whatever. And you can see what I had to do,
That's anticlimactic.
but
I
just
thought
in
you were
case
gonna
you
have-
want to do it yourself.
No one wants to see that.
All right, fine.
It's just
then
the
I won't
schedule.
put
It's
it up
not a
on
video of him doing the workout.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you join the Gadget Spots Discord channel and he'll post it in there?
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Wait,
do you
we have a
the link
Discord
to
channel?
the Discord? Really
Yeah, we'll
quick?
put it in the show
Yeah, we have a
notes.
Discord.
Yeah.
Do people go in there?
I'm in there.
Austin Beauregard set it up for
I'm
us.
in there.
Thanks, Austin. I've been in there.
I put it in the Slack.
What's it called?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
It's got a link. I'll
We'll
find
post it.
Anyway, it'll be in the show notes,
Okay,
I'm
cool.
connected via Discord. I still got to figure out how to use Discord.
just like Slack.
Is that the
Really?
end? Is that the end of
It's
the?
like a twin.
Is that the end of the email?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
However, that being said, eventually at some point in time I want to do it. But
Yeah, whatever.
I did get to the point where I was just eating chicken and rice almost every day. I was drinking a gallon of water and then doing an hour and a half workout in the morning and then an hour workout. No, 30-minute workout at night. So 2 hours every day.
That lasted one day.
No, it lasted 2 weeks, and then it got to the point where I hated myself and my life so much that I didn't want to. Then I feel like if at the end of the day you were to promise me, like, oh yeah, you're going to get $1 million movie contract,
Right. Well, it's different.
and it's your job.
There was a quote. There was a tweet. Was it a tweet? I think, or something that Rob Henley, I think, is his name.
Oh, McElhenney, the guy from Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
McKinley.
McElhenney.
And because he did that for this new season. He got jacked.
He's like
crazy good shape.
Didn't he get like way fat for previous seasons?
Yeah, that was like
2
4
seasons
seasons
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this time
He's
he
dedicated.
he got super jacked for this one. And yeah, he basically said in this tweet, he's like, yeah, it's easy to just,
to look like this.
to look
all
like
you
this.
need to do.
All you have to do is hire a trainer that costs, X $100
the
a
trainer
month.
from Magic Mike. You
Yeah.
got to just not eat anything that you want to eat. You need to never drink. You need to work out.
And basically laid it out to how ridiculous it is to try and put yourself in that standard.
Because you can be healthy, but to expect a Magic Mike body
Yeah.
off of going to the gym, I mean, some people, they'll get that because of genetics, like maybe Jarron, but like for Owen,
Never gonna happen.
no.
You made
See,
my
like,
day.
He took his shirt off in the first episode, and yeah,
I thought you were going to talk about Owen right there. for a
no,
second.
but he must have got down to like 4% body fat or something. I mean,
Dang.
he was not only was he just like cut, but he's big too.
Yeah.
Like, he looked like a superhero.
For me, it's when you see a dude's back, you can really tell the amount of work that they
Sure.
put in. Like his back, it looks like bat wings.
yeah,
The
he got
Like his lat and glute.
I've
and
been told I
trapezoids.
have a sexy back.
Oh,
You brought.
I thought you were
sexy
saying
back,
that
not
you were going to bring it back.
Yeah.
different.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so
And that's
let's-
how you end a conversation.
that conversation's over.
Done.
In case you were wondering,
Read this and tell me if you can eat them. I don't know.
I already know I can't eat
there's
them.
no way he can eat.
My
Tim Tams.
gluten sense is going crazy right now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's got a wafer. In
The fact that it has cookie inside of it means
Yep.
he cannot
his,
eat it.
His gluten sense is going.
Where does it
crazy.
say gluten on this?
If it says
geez.
wheat or
Barley.
It says wheat, but
Barley?
it doesn't say gluten.
All right, continue. Nothing to see here.
all right, we got to get this out of the way because our former patron saint of the gadget spot, Elon Musk. Oh,
Former?
man,
Oh,
No, he's not our patron saint anymore.
All
he's messed
hail
up too much.
his
He's
name.
fallen from grace.
Yeah, he's
gotta-
fallen. He's burned too many bridges.
Did he got a spanking?
He did.
Yeah.
He got a spanking by
From the internet?
No, the FTC.
SEC.
SEC. So
Securities and Exchange.
he finally got in trouble, like real trouble, for being an idiot on Twitter.
Yeah.
When he posted that tweet about
private
funding secured for privatization of Tesla again. All we need to do is hit 420 per share.
Now, it would not have been.
It wasn't worded exactly like that.
It would
but
not have been an idiotic tweet had he actually had the funding.
Yes,
But he did not.
But he didn't have
been
the
illegal
funding.
had it not had he had the
Which
funding.
is insane
so-
because if you actually watch the interview with him and Joe Rogan, anytime he would say anything pertaining to like legal or anything with one of his businesses, like he would sit there and then like really think and then answer. So he seemed like a methodical person.
Yeah. So who knows what was going through his head when he decided to post this? But,
Probably.
Now you got to remember this was kind of the last straw in a string of weeks and months where he made a lot of dumb decisions, usually pertaining to Twitter and tweets on Twitter.
Well, some background to this: the short sellers, the investors who would make a lot of money if Tesla went bankrupt, pretty much if they went down the tubes, they have been really on his back ever since Tesla, was created. They spread misinformation. They honestly do spread misinformation, and they try to make the stock price go down. And I'm sure he's had a lot of pressures the last few months getting the Model 3 out the door. The short sellers.
He has, for sure.
Running 3 companies.
But the problem
So
is
something has to go. It's his sanity.
Yeah, it happens to be his logical thinking.
And the thing is about that is that he got slapped with a fine. He has
did.
to pay.
So as a result, he got slapped with $20 million fine.
Right. Ouch.
And then also Tesla has to match that $20 million fine. So $40 million
Who does that
total.
money go to?
The SEC.
Like their pizza fund?
The government.
They're like,
Hold on,
freaking
guys.
knows?
What we
That's the
need to
thing.
do is we need to start a government entity where we regulate certain things that people do.
Yeah, I feel the same
Like
way.
obscene hand gestures.
Like
and then we
when-
just collect money.
Exactly. Like
it's like
when
patent. It's like patent.
well, no, I was going to say when people pay for carbon credits, where does that money go?
Where does it go?
My other thing
The
too
general fund?
Yeah. So
and maybe you
anyway, he got fined for $40 million, and he also has to step down as chairperson.
That's the biggest part.
For 3 years.
For 3 years, but he got off easy because they could have basically said you can't be CEO either.
Yeah.
Of any public company.
Of any public company for however long they decide. So he actually, in all retrospect, it kind of is a slap on the wrist because $20 million to him, that's really not that much money.
Sad.
Could he have just taken the company and moved it somewhere else and just retained his position? Is this only in the United States?
Well, he would have to completely
Yeah.
upend his operations. in the
Yeah.
United
could
States.
he could he move himself
That's the kind of
and then stay
I
in
don't think
charge?
so.
That's the kind of move, if he would have tried to do that would have completely labeled him as a crazy person at this point.
Oh,
So-
L.
But-
Ron Hubbard.
It's just easier for him to take his licks and come back in 3 years and be a chairperson again.
And if they want to be listed on a stock exchange publicly in the United States,
Yeah.
he has
Which
to comply.
is where the money is. But then today, Tesla hits their milestone on their Model 3 production, gets 51,000 units out the door this quarter, and their shares are up by 70%.
Investors are happy again.
Yeah,
Well, it's
right.
because it removed one of the biggest risks, which was Elon on the board.
Yeah.
Because he's a crazy person and does crazy things.
See, that's the thing is, I think you can't attain a certain level of success that he has without being a certain level of crazy.
I kind of agree because you look at a lot of the big tech guys that make a ton of money
John
and
McAfee.
and have like kind of, for lack of a better term, changed the way we look at certain aspects of technology. All of them seem to be, the ones I know of anyway, kind of off.
You have to look
You know
at
what I'm
reality
saying?
differently. In Steve Jobs' book, he described it as a reality distortion field.
Yeah.
You have to make reality what you want it to be.
Well, I was going to get to that by saying,
And his
that-
reality is being a jerk to other people.
Yeah, well, it seems like the people that do the best in these situations are the ones that just scream and cry until they get what
the
they want.
squeaky wheel gets the grease, man.
Because that's what it is.
That's what you learn being the youngest child.
I was an
Touche.
only child, so I just figured eventually it'll
You're-
come around.
And you're the youngest and the oldest.
Also, yes.
You get all the benefits.
You get everything.
and I'm a
And
middle
all the-
child, too.
and
the benefits,
all the cons.
the benefits cancel each other out.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting to look at that, but we're finding out he's kind of in the same boat as the Steve Jobses and the John McAfees. Maybe not to the same extent,
Well,
but he's definitely showing that under pressure, he's
I don't know if he's actually a jerk to people.
Well, I'm just saying, making bad decisions and showing that sometimes he's not logical.
Well, I think
that every human is not logical at some point. So I don't know if we can judge him too harshly.
I think
he's just in the spotlight.
He knows where he sits with the internet. He knows that at one point in time he was the internet's golden boy.
Yeah.
And so by
now
saying
he's-
something wrong, he's trying to reattain his status as the golden boy. And it's not really working out, buddy.
No, it's really not. And you can't call someone a pedophile on Twitter and just expect nothing bad to happen to you in this day and age, unless you can somehow back up the fact that, yes, I guarantee you this person I called pedo is a pedo. Once you do that, there's really no going back.
As a man of his status, I just can't believe he did that. Like when I
forgot
saw
about
that,
that.
I was...
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's showing his kind of insanity a little bit. I'm not saying he's full blown crazy or anything, but he's definitely sounds like he's got some issues.
He does not put his pants on 2 legs at a time.
He puts them on 3 legs at a time.
You're talking
that
about
big?
his?
Wow.
I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that was just interesting to see that that go down, because he didn't really suffer any consequences with calling that one dude a pedo in Thailand.
He's suing him.
Oh, is he? Well,
He
has anything
called him
happened
out.
with it?
He said
He's in a lawsuit.
A lawyer
Okay,
actually
but they haven't
contacted him.
like done any work
No.
really on it yet. But
Yeah.
But he's
throw
gonna get
$20
sued.
million at him. Apparently, that's nothing to Elon, right?
But
well,
look,
seriously,
hold on.
like
Look at-
I would be very, very surprised if that isn't settled out of court so quietly that you never hear about it again.
But look at him as a person. He has created PayPal, arguably one of the most profitable
Ubiquitous, yeah,
companies.
profitable, sure.
And on top of that, it's not like a Facebook. There's no opinion about it. It's either you use it or you don't use it.
Sure.
Is Venmo linked to PayPal? Is that the same company?
Yes.
No. It is?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. It's a
Yes.
PayPal company.
Oh, I
Yep.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're this guy. You apparently have the ability to regrow hair. You are married to one of the most gorgeous women.
It's not
No,
married.
he's not married.
You are dating? He's
No.
just dating her?
No, they broke up long ago, dude.
Okay, well, apparently you can just date and break up with somebody like her.
Latest person he dated was Grimes. Yes, I keep up on Elon Musk's dating life.
But like, imagine the reality in which he lives in. I mean, you are only experiencing your life through your reality, and so like you're talking to a person who can do no wrong in his. I can't speak for him, but I can only see like his track record of what he's done, and how well he has lived his
He
life.
must
so
believe
far.
that his operator is a genius coder, because he believes that we're living in this,
In a simulation.
In a simulation.
Yeah.
So we're just.
Am I being ran by a guy in IT?
I probably.
Dude, pick up the pace,
Yeah,
man.
I know. He's like, this is just like
Take
the Rick and Morty
a
episode.
night course or something.
I'm just waiting for my firmware update.
What's that? Rick? What's the Rick and Morty episode?
Roy?
Roy.
Yeah.
He's taking Roy off the grid.
And he goes and
He
plays
doesn't
with
even have a social security card.
blips and chits.
Yep.
All right, that's enough about Elon.
Waiting for my firmware update. That's the best quote.
If you have any ideas for a new patron saint for our podcast,
Yeah,
Childish
Let us know.
Gambino, probably.
Yeah,
let us know. Okay, speaking of Patreons, we've decided that we're going to use a little bit of that money to try and choose each of us a semi-cheap Kickstarter or Indiegogo,
Define semi-cheap.
like $50 or $60
Are
per
we
person.
are we allowed to take the money that Gadget Spot provides us for Kickstarter and kick in a little bit of our own? Or does it have
don't
to be
see
in
why
that?
not.
I don't see why not, but I wouldn't go buying like a $1,000 item or something. But yeah, within reason, sure. But I thought it would be interesting for us to
Talk about the timeline of it. and
yeah,
stuff.
each back something different, and then we can keep each other updated on how it's going, what we hear back, if we actually get the product, how the product quality is.
I really hope one of us gets screwed over.
What are
I
the-
guarantee that at least one of us will get
What are
screwed
the
over.
don't want
parameters
that.
of this? Like, does it have to be underfunded? So, like, as of right now, or can we go with
Just whatever you
something-
want.
Yeah, and it's whatever you want, man.
Because I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, like
Okay.
some
Do that.
Indiegogo projects are like taking money and they're shipping the product in a week.
Yeah.
That one I'd say maybe not.
I would say
Put a little risk in it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
try and get something that's going to ship within the next 6 months,
By
but
a-
not like 2 weeks from now.
by a not as well known company. So, like, if Under Armour does something on there for publicity,
Sure.
then probably not that,
I'll
right?
agree with that. Yeah, we want a more startup style. So yeah, guys, keep an eye out for that. Find something in the next little bit here. It doesn't have to be in the next week or whatever, but
I say it is in the next week. We should do it before the next podcast.
okay.
That way,
You
all of
think
us
so?
can.
I'm soliciting help from our audience.
2 weeks?
Tweet me ideas and
By
suggestions.
2 weeks, you have to choose a Kickstarter or Indiegogo, and you get $50 or $60 or whatever from our fund. And then if you want to add a little bit extra in for something more expensive, go for it. And let's all just do that and follow it and see where it goes.
What's the last Kickstarter that you guys did do?
Oh, I haven't done a Kickstarter in a while, but I think the last one was
Veronica Mars.
yeah, mine was a video.
Really?
Mine was a video game.
Cyanide and Happiness is a video game?
No,
No, I take that back. I did the Zolo wireless earbuds.
that was Indiegogo.
I thought that was
No, that was Kickstarter. You're
yeah.
right. You're right.
Yep.
The last Kickstarter I did was a Bard's Tale 4
Is
video
that
game.
Oh, yeah, video game?
Yeah.
I did these Tropic, the ultimate travel shoes. They got me at the right time, man. It's all about those analytics. They got me when I was traveling in Japan, and apparently it's a shoe that is meant to go like hiking, swimming.
So you bought it after you did your traveling.
Yep, still haven't gotten them yet.
Useful.
It's like I whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have to reason stuff out to you guys.
That's okay. It's okay,
I'm
James.
happy with my purchase that I haven't gotten yet.
All right. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. See what you can find.
Oh,
All right.
I bought that camera that you were talking to me about, that Wyze camera.
The Wyze camera.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How is it?
So I like it. I wish I would have gone with what you guys said because I bought the cheaper of the two, the $25. By the way,
the one that doesn't move.
it's phenomenal. Like the image quality
Right.
and everything, and how it reports to me and how it has free cloud service and stuff.
Right.
It's phenomenal for the price.
Like $25, right?
Yeah, it's $25.
Insane.
That being said, I wish I would have spent the extra.
It was only like
10
$10.
bucks.
No, it's 14.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
No, it's 10.
I thought it was 39.
No, 29.
It was only that much.
Yep, $29. Wyze Cam pan.
And you could have panned.
And then I
with
could have
it.
panned. But that being said,
Wow.
I've used it. It is phenomenal. And let me see if I can pull up the image. The only thing is, and you network guys will know this better than I do. So I had to go into the 2.5 gigahertz
2.4?
2.4 of my router, and then I had to open it up to a different port. So now it's the regular port, the default one, and one other one.
So you had to do port forwarding.
Yeah, so anybody that has that problem, because I couldn't connect it in the beginning. It
from
only
the
connects to
outside.
2.4.
From the yeah.
Yeah.
But from the outside.
From the outside. Are you talking about me like hacking into the unit?
No,
like
from outside your
outside.
network.
Like right now, your
Like-
own cell phone. You're about to
Oh,
pull it
no,
up,
just to
right?
get it connected to my network in general.
Oh,
Interesting.
So let's see if I can connect to it right now.
So it sounds like you wholeheartedly recommend this very
It
cheap
is
product.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
So whoever that
Do you use it
listener
as a
was-
baby monitor?
Yeah, right there. That's you can tell how under.
How's the app? How's the app for it?
If
Gets
they
the-
just put a little bit more time and effort into it.
It
I mean,
gets- it
it's
gets the
sufficient
job
for my
done.
needs.
There's really no good video apps I've noticed.
Nah.
I ripped the baby's crib apart because we needed to wash everything, so that's why it looks like a tornado went through my house.
Does
Dude,
it
that looks better
does
than
it
my
have
old
a
drop
mic?
cam.
Does
Yeah.
it have a mic? Can you like?
I don't
talk
know.
back?
That's a good question.
I don't think you can on the cheap one, but I think
It's got a mic. Hold
Yep.
push that button in.
you can. Hello. You can on the more expensive one.
someone in the house.
Hello, James baby. I am your father.
Alexa's hearing that.
Father's friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's dressed. Give me the phone.
That's the other
Give me
thing.
the phone.
So
I'm
I'll give
looking
you
at the
I'll
app.
give a few tips
okay.
about that. Number one, you can't
Yeah.
mumble to yourself anymore because if the baby monitor's on, it'll catch that. So if you're like, yeah, I don't want to stupid fold laundry, you freaking that comes through. Not that I've ever had it. I've never.
No.
I
Your
know.
wife never heard that, did it?
We have a baby monitor for the baby that we left the monitor part downstairs, and then the wife and I were in the bedroom.
Hold on. Out of all of us, the reality TV show that I would watch before anybody else's would be Owen's.
Yeah,
just
'cause
to
it's-
see his day-to-day interactions with other humans.
You wouldn't want to see that.
I would
Or
love to see that.
I anthropomorphize. Is that the word? Did I say it right?
Yeah, I
know
think
I'm-
you did.
But I do that. I give everything a personality.
Yep.
Everything's.
So
everything's
you're
alive.
like in Bob's Burgers, how he talks to all of the food. That's how
Basically,
you are with
like,
objects.
Like if a chair gets in my way, a stupid freaking chair, get out of my way.
Do you assign it like an ideology or anything, or
No.
just you just talk to
No,
it?
it's usually negative, so I kick it. It's like a puppy. It's like a puppy.
Why did you start saying my name? That's it. You know
That
what?
was Freudian.
That's it.
Slipped.
Anyway,
Hey, going back to this Wyze app, I've used Nest. I have a Ring camera, and this app is better than either of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Really?
That's my opinion.
Well, there you go.
It's not as pretty, but it has so many more options.
So here's what you need to do. You need to test that mic. Hold down the mic and see how it sounds. Because like I said on mine, when the first one was like a vampire or monster talking through the mic, but now on the Amazon one we have, it's great.
It's more like, if it's anything like the voice that came through when it was setting it up, it's very clear.
Cool.
But that being said, setting it up was a little bit of a pain. I don't like that I didn't get the pan one. I should have listened to you guys with that. And I think it was you 2 weeks ago that was 4 weeks ago that was talking about that the camera was putting off a certain sound and
High
a frequency
pitch, yeah.
that I couldn't hear, but or that you couldn't hear, but your baby could hear. That's something that I'm worried about. So what did you say that you did to check that?
So I still haven't been able to like prove it because I can't hear it.
So you just anti-vaxxed me right there.
On the one that I know was doing it. So we don't know if the Amazon one's doing it. What we know now is that when we turn on the Amazon Cloud Cam, within 5 minutes, my daughter wakes up. That's the only fact I can give you.
Oh.
That's the only fact I can give you. I don't know if the app we went in there and turned on the app to see if there's a click or a pop or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pop.
I don't know if it's just
Pop.
she's just psychic because people believe in that or whatever. But
I would pursue that theory.
I'm not going to. I'm too lazy. But on the first one,
Just get her
I
tested.
couldn't hear it, and it's the first one we got rid of. I went in there a year and a half later, and I turned it on, and I put my ear right next to the device, and I could feel the pressure of the sound
yeah.
instead of because I can't hear it, but I could feel it hitting me,
Yeah.
the physical pressure of it, and that's when we realized that we had been basically torturing our daughter for a year and a half.
Ah, jeez.
Whatever
like the
the
sound
audio
torture.
version of water torture
Exactly. We're just like, wake up now. Never sleep deprivation. It's a real form of interrogation. We'll
is.
call
It
it.
really is. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Like being
You'll
up at
tell
2
anybody.
a.m. and just begging your kid to just like, please just give me like 10 minutes of sleep.
Yep. I watched all of the Avatar cartoon series in like 4 days.
Those are great.
That's a good choice.
When you have nothing but time.
yeah, it's a
when you
good-
can't. When you're not
What do you
sleeping.
guys, how do you guys ingest those? Are they on like Hulu or Netflix or something?
Dude, Plex. Come
I
on.
think they're on Netflix. I know they used to be. All right, so this is weird, Jarron.
What?
I guess it's not that weird coming from you. HP has become a leather daddy.
Oh man.
Leather. What's this leather
So,
branded chip?
HP, their R&D division, they decided to
Cover a laptop in leather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daddy likes leather. It is a beautiful, beautiful, brand new 2-in-1 laptop from HP.
I like the beat that you took there after you said Daddy likes leather. Pause.
And instead of encompassing the computer, the outside of it with metal, it's with leather. And so it's not just a case. The leather is actually a part of the PC. And it folds up in all different 2-in-1 ways. Like the screen can kind of turn into a tablet, and you can make it into like a video stand thing. It is a beautiful computer, and it not as expensive as you would think. And it's kind of spec'd highly, actually. The prices run. Oh, where did those prices go? This is something I should have done beforehand.
$29.99.
What's the brand they're running this under? Is this under their studio?
Spectre.
Spectre.
Spectre. Okay.
So the i5 variant will be priced at $1,300, i7 at $1,400, and then they'll have a 4K option available in December, which I would totally go for.
No dedicated graphics cards, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, no. But
So
battery life is spec'd at 18 hours.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's a beautiful looking laptop.
It must be a
It's-
super thin leather because you put anything thicker than super thin on there, and you're just going to hold that heat in there.
Right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
the main-
It's open.
Yeah,
it looks
I'd
like
be
it's open on the
curious
side. It
how
looks
they
like
did
it's
the
open on
fans.
side, yeah.
That's
Well, they could still do the fans and the inlets and the outlets the same, but regardless of that, every laptop has its metal surfaces that conduct some heat away. Even the plastic ones do. So leather would be just an insulator.
That's why I don't even
Well-
like leather seats in a car. I sit down on leather in the summertime and my butt sweats, man.
HP has been making good computers lately, so you think they would have found a way around that.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Probably with holes.
But it'll be interesting to
And
see.
I mention this because PC design, it really doesn't change much, especially if you're Apple. Microsoft has really tried new things, which I appreciate. But this is like out of left field. It's really cool. I've never seen anything like it before.
How you talk about Apple sometimes makes me think that you're an angry ex when it comes to Apple.
No, I respect them for what they do.
It depends on
See?
the day.
Still,
Yeah.
For Jarron.
That's something an angry ex would say. Like, I respect them for what they do, but
Their phones and tablets and Apple TV, they're wonderful products. Their laptops, I don't think are that great.
Why?
Nor are their computers. They're
Why?
they're underpowered for the price.
Yeah.
I just want to see how he talks about
I
it.
think they're
let it
investing
go,
way
just
too
let it go.
much into the touch bar, which doesn't really add that much utility. They
Uh-huh.
should be putting that money into something else that adds more utility to the customer.
But the battery's spring-loaded, though, when you take it out.
What? They don't have batteries.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
They don't have removable batteries.
Okay. Yep.
Next thing we're going to talk about is
Trolled.
Star Wars.
Nope.
And how Last Jedi sucks because you're a jerk.
I didn't say Last Jedi sucks.
All right. We're getting off topic here.
All right, okay.
Getting way off topic here.
I'm back.
All right. Okay. I will quickly do a review of Spider-Man on the PS4.
Oh, I'm so jealous
How
of this
deep
game.
into the game are you?
Story-wise, I think I'm about 65%.
Have you gotten the comic book Spider-Man skin?
I've got like 12 or 15 different suits.
Dude, the comic book one. Ooh, that looks
So-
so awesome.
So, the short version of this review is buy it. It's an excellent game. Even if you have only a passing interest in Spider-Man, it's a great game. Gameplay wise, I would give the gameplay a 9 out of 10. It's super fun to play. The web swinging mechanics are great. The fighting mechanics are great. The camera, I don't think has ever really gotten in my way when trying to play. Just everything about the graphics are fantastic.
Why is it not a 10 out of 10?
I'm just saying for the gameplay, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, there's a few more. The web swinging, there's times when I get frustrated with it, but most of the time it's really, really good.
Now, when I see the fighting,
So the fighting is very.
it looks kind of like
it's
Batman
very yes.
Arkham series,
I was about to say it's very reminiscent of Batman Arkham, the Arkham Knight, Arkham City, etc.
where it's like built on combos, and then you kind of build it up and you do more cool
And
stuff.
and it has dodges and everything like that. So all of that, it's really good. It's super fun to play. One of the things I really like about it, and I haven't felt this playing a video game in quite a while, is you can get on and you don't have to like think super hard about what you're doing to play, because you can get on and you can just start web swinging through the city. Oh, there's a crime going on over there, so you take a detour, go stop the thugs, go back to whatever you're searching for, and it's just, I mean, it's almost kind of relaxing when you play it.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm not gonna get that when I'm playing Quake Champions
Now,
or anything like that, but it's really, really fun. Story wise, I can't comment yet on the story because, like I said, I'm only about 65% through the main quest. But what I can say, what I've played, story's great. Voice acting is top notch. The presentation of the story is top notch. The graphics, I think I mentioned already, but we'll lump it into here into the story part. Graphics are top notch.
Well, you gotta deduct like 5 points for the puddles.
So yeah, they took
The
a bunch
puddles,
of took a
though.
bunch of puddles out. So I'm pretty pissed about that.
what about the emails, though?
emails?
Nothing.
No. So yeah, I don't care about the puddles. It looks really, really good. They did a fantastic job up converting it from. I think it's higher, if I remember correctly, higher than 1440p with temporal injection.
Oh,
up to
so it's
4K.
probably 2.6K. Right?
Yeah, something like that around there. And whatever they're doing, it does a really good job of bringing it up and making it look super crisp still on a 4K TV, and very, very few jaggies. So the aliasing in it is, anti-aliasing is really good.
I have seen people where they take photos like in action and then
So-
they like zoom in.
Yeah.
And like the stuff with the webbing.
There's a lot
and
of
how
detail.
it attaches to certain things.
So it's really, really neat. So that being said, not having finished the main story, I'm just going to give it a tentative overall score of 9 out of 10.
Now, they have said that this Spider-Man game will launch the MCGU,
The gaming universe?
a gaming universe.
Oh,
it's supposed to be the Iron Man.
That's a fantastic.
Do you feel that
yeah.
it laid the groundwork for way more?
If that's the case, that's a fantastic way to go, because they did. One of the side quests in the game is you go around and take pictures of landmarks in New York.
I did see the Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so they have lots of your real world landmarks like the Brooklyn Bridge and the Chrysler Building and all those things. But then they also have a whole ton of Marvel Easter egg landmarks, like the Sanctum Sanctorum from Doctor Strange, like the Damage Control Building, like Avengers Tower.
Can you imagine living in New York, and then this game comes out, and you're super excited, just web sling to your apartment, and then your apartment is like
that was on Reddit actually.
Was it really?
There was a guy playing. And,
he says, "Look at this,"
and he says, "Whoa!" And it shows him. He shows his screen, and there's a picture of a park. And then he opens his window and looks out his window. There's the exact park with the gazebo and everything that's in the game. Right? It was right next door, across the street from him. Yeah. So I mean, they took a lot of real world cues on it. So yeah, if they're actually going to make, I mean, they laid the groundwork that they could do that for sure if they had. Can
you imagine
cooperation with
like
Marvel
a Doctor
and everything?
Strange game though?
Oh man, that'd be awesome. He's a highly underrated character, I think, Doctor Strange. So anyway, yeah, highly recommend.
That'd be weird.
At this point, I would say it's actually probably my second favorite game of the year so far.
Outside of God of War?
God of War is my number one.
Both
still.
PS4.
Yeah. You know, I'm not ashamed to say it.
Is
the
that
PS4 owns on single player exclusives.
In my opinion, Breath of the Wild was justified enough to buy a Switch. Do those two games justify buying a PS4?
100%. Yes, without question.
Add Horizon Zero Dawn to that.
Yeah, and add Horizon Zero Dawn.
Did you add another 20 minutes on since I last saw you?
No.
What?
He hasn't played it?
I haven't played it since.
No.
It's too bad. So
and
yeah.
if you're me, Uncharted 4, and then Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2.
Well, not Part 2 yet. Hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It will be Part 2 pretty soon.
So yeah, we're at a point with the PS4 life cycle that if you don't have one and you're interested in good single player games, you can't go wrong with picking
got a big
one up.
backlog.
Yeah, picking one up and going with the first party titles. You're gonna enjoy the crap out of them. All right, so Spider-Man 2, highly recommended. Okay. Jarron, let's talk about the 2080 Ti a little bit.
Yes, I'm so excited for this.
Lots of reviews. Everyone that has one has reviewed it so far. The 2080 and the 2080 Ti.
I did not read the reviews in depth. I skimmed them, read the conclusions, saw some benchmarks.
Yeah. So I've read a couple of them in depth, and I watched Digital Foundry's review on it.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
And from what we see, there's basically they're kind of pulling an Apple on this one.
So it's going to be the best thing ever.
It is the best on the market, but they're also charging an absurd amount of money for it.
I saw it was like an efficiency graph of like frames per second
for cost.
Yeah. And
the
2080 Ti was like the very bottom, right above the Titan V and the Titan XP, which are astronomically priced.
So your 2080 Ti right now, you're looking at spending minimum of $1,200. When NVIDIA announced it, they said $1,000 was going to be the base price, but no one has sold a single one for $1,000.
Is it because people know how high demand it is?
Well, it's because they said the base price was $1,000, and then they released the Founders Editions at $1,200, and they're supposedly going to release base models at $999 later.
Jarron, is that how much you spent? Did you spend $1,200?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
There's no way I could spend anything less than that right now.
Do you have any games to play though when it comes?
I don't even have the card yet.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
So, the reviews have basically all said it's the most powerful gaming card on the planet, hands down, without question. It is also the most expensive gaming card on the planet, hands down, without question.
But you have future-proofed, though.
I'm
kind of.
Hopefully, assuming the future bestows upon us the great gift of ray tracing and DLSS.
Yeah.
What is the chances of it actually doing that?
It'll go that way.
It will, but I don't think it's going to be as fast as we want it to be.
Yeah, probably not. I'm honestly more excited for DLSS than ray tracing because DLSS
that'll come out in the 3080 model.
DLSS is deep learning super sampling, and it's basically a new type of anti-aliasing. But instead of taking resources, it seems to add to the frame rate rather than take away.
Well, what it does, and it's actually it goes beyond anti-aliasing. It does the job of anti-aliasing, but it also upconverts the resolution of the image in general.
It adds data to the picture, right?
Yeah.
It takes 64 samples that have been fed through NVIDIA's deep learning machines.
Yeah, so the developers will send the game to these deep learning machines, and then NVIDIA will kick out a few megabyte download file that will make magic happen on your PC.
I wonder if it's similar to, if you guys have an opportunity or if anybody uses the Creative Cloud, go to redgiant.com. They have a plugin for Premiere Pro. It's called Instant 4K. It takes your footage and it can up-res from 720, 1080, and brings it up to 4K. It's what I've used in the past.
I wouldn't doubt
I wonder
that's
if
what
it's
they're doing.
something similar
It's
to that.
very similar. I'm sure it's done very differently than what Red is doing. So basically, everything I've seen suggests that for 4K DLSS, they take a 1440p image that's a resolution, and then they use this 64 sample deep learning super sampling to render it as 4K. So your card is actually internally only rendering it at 1440p, which is 2K basically.
Yeah.
And so that's why you see on their graphs such a dramatic increase in performance, because the card is no longer trying to render it at a native 4K. Now, a lot of the stuff I've seen have shown that the 1440p image, yes, looks very good, and in some aspects, a little bit, it will look slightly better than a native 4K in things like high density vegetation and things like that. It uses the super sampling in a way that actually makes that a little more crisp.
Yeah, but
most of the time, however, it does not look as good as a native 4K picture. What it does end up looking like is about 1800p up-res to 4K.
Will that put you at a disadvantage, though, when playing video games online?
It will not.
No.
Okay,
It'll give you
'cause
more frame rate, which will
actually-
put you at an advantage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I did see like something online where I think it was like PUBG or something like that, where it's somebody crouching in bushes, like in grass. It's like, don't worry, I'm hidden, nobody can see me. And then it goes over to somebody else's computer that doesn't have as good of a graphics card.
Yeah.
And there's like no grass, and you can clearly see that. person
Yeah,
standing
that
there.
I don't know if that's still a thing, but that was definitely a thing when PUBG was in its early days. I have my brother-in-law he played a lot of PUBG when it first came out, and he would purposefully set his graphic settings all the way down to the bottom, minus the resolution,
So he could have a little
so
bit
that
of
people
advantage.
couldn't hide behind grass. Exactly.
That's
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
So
it should have
anyway,
been the opposite one.
DLSS is a really neat implementation, and it sounds like it works better than checkerboarding does on PS4 or on Xbox, but it's very, very similar in what it does. So
I'm very excited about it.
it's really neat.
What do you want to
honestly.
play first? Out of the games, I think it's
Well-
like what, Battlefield 5?
Well, first of all, DLSS isn't available on anything.
Not yet.
And
no.
not
out
for
of
a while.
out of the games that are available, you got like Tomb Raider, Battlefield 5.
That's for ray tracing.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
and
we're
so-
talking about.
And
then.
so ray tracing is a separate thing that
It's like
basically,
light.
it calculates the way light bounces off of objects in real time, and makes things look super, super realistic and super awesome. Now, ray tracing, unfortunately, also is not available on anything yet, but should be coming. 2 games that you mentioned: Battlefield 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Are you worried that by buying this graphics card, you're going to want to live in the virtual world more than the real world?
No, I don't have time to live in the virtual world, unfortunately.
But if you could.
Oh yeah, sure. If I could, whatever. I'm getting it because I have a 4K 60 hertz monitor, and this will get me to that.
Yes.
My two 1070s did not do that very well.
No, the 2 1070s, even in SLI, would struggle with 4K output running at high to extreme settings for sure. So I think your upgrade is completely, I think it's completely justified as far as the performance you want. As far as the price you're paying, we'll see. I mean,
And it does that
It's
without
$1,200.
DLSS.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm covered with all the games up to this point, and when more demanding games come out in the future,
Right.
presumably they'll have DLSS, which will keep me at 4K 60. I'm hoping.
And that's the interesting thing when you read all these reviews on the 2080 Ti and the 2080. Both of them have between a 30 to 40% uptick in rendering ability against the 1080 and the 1080 Ti, just straight out of the box, not with DLSS, not with ray tracing, anything like that.
And more importantly, it mines Ethereum at twice the speed of 1070.
Twice.
So you can get 0.2 Ethereum a month
No.
versus
0.002.
what?
Anyway,
So anyway,
Isn't mining great?
Has it really gone down that far?
it's bad.
It's
They
real bad.
They just reduced the block reward on Ethereum down to like 2 Ethereum per block that you share among how many ever people are in the pool. So at ethermine.org, where you were mining, there's roughly 50,000 people mining or something. That gets broken down. Two Ethereum get broken down to those people.
I remember I got 1 Ethereum in 1 month when I first started.
Yeah, that's how it was.
That was amazing.
With 2 cards.
Yeah.
I'm mining with 7 right now, and I get 1 Ethereum in 3 months.
Oh.
But at least you get free electricity.
That's true. I would not be doing it right now if it weren't for you.
It is
Yeah.
passive income for you.
Yeah.
But how much is 1 Ethereum worth right now?
225 or something like that. Two.
No, it's up a little bit, I
Yeah.
think.
I sold when it was high.
Yeah.
Me too.
Not as high as it was. But
High compared to now.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm super excited for you to get that 2080 Ti. I want to see how it does.
Yeah.
So
The first game I want to try is Rise of the Tomb Raider, because on my previous cards, it ate up all the VRAM, and so my frame rates would go from 60 to like, I don't know, 5.
Are you going to play it with mouse and keyboard, or are you going to go full-on controller?
Well, third-person perspective, you got to go controller.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yep. Or car racing.
Yeah.
I tried third-person perspective on Fortnite on my computer. Oh, my gosh.
Nah,
like,
you're
you
gonna
are
get-
accurate, but you get owned
Yeah,
on the
you're
internet.
gonna get owned for sure. Anytime you go up against other PC gamers with a gamepad, you're done.
Dude, I saw the Geek Show's Jay Whitaker. He's starting to get into Overwatch on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play with him. Shout out to Jay Whitaker. Play
Overwatch
with me.
is so fun. I can't believe I like it.
Overwatch is fun. It's
Yeah,
competitive, but
game.
you need people that you can talk to.
Yeah,
and
it
coordinate with.
makes it more fun for sure. Let's see. Owen, you have a couple of stories here from Japan.
Some robots.
Yeah,
I love robots.
Well, who
Well,
doesn't?
I also am very fond of Japan's proclivity to use robots for everything. Like
Everything.
I think they're just like, you know what? We're not reproducing. We're not really gonna be here.
What you're
so
saying is robots
let's make robots.
Robots might be the downfall of that society.
We might be like robots. Be like, oh, that might be the new race of Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, I think Pokemon is the downfall of that society.
right.
Whoa, hold up. Really quick. Really quick. Going to Japan, I thought Pokemon would have been a bigger deal. I
Didn't see
hardly saw it.
They've already caught them all. They released that to us years. They already have them, and they're like, let's let the Americans try, I guess now.
I know you're joking, but that is the best thing you've said.
Oh, okay. Well, robots.
Tell us about the robots.
So the first robot story that's coming out of Japan is the humanoid construction robot that installs drywall by itself. And if anybody's ever
Whoa.
done drywall
By itself?
by itself,
They took our
they
jobs.
look. I mean, this robot looks amazing. I don't know if the screenshot looks compelling. It looks like that is a robot straight out. I mean, arms, legs, fingers. It's got a case, like a protective roll cage.
Does it really save you time to bring a robot in, set it up, and program its parameters?
Have you ever
Could
hung drywall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've hung drywall.
It saves you heartache
Yeah.
and backache.
Well,
And
yeah,
you can
but
blame
if
the robot
If you
That's
get
right.
people
when
that
it's
are
not right.
if you get people that are efficient at it, though, like it goes pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Those people programmed the robot to do it.
Those people weren't the ones that programmed.
They
this
did.
robot, buddy.
They'll be the people that the robot's programming is based on.
That's true.
Oh,
But they'll be then the people that don't have jobs.
Yeah. So it's just
So-
it's bad all around. Robots, boo.
So
no. Thank you, robots. We appreciate you and the food that you provide us.
Oh, right.
So this is the HRP-5P robot.
That's a good name.
Humanoid construction
Wait,
robot.
is that spell herpes?
I don't
Wait,
know.
what? Spell it again.
I wonder if that stands for human robot prototype.
Anyway,
Anyway, it can handle a variety of construction tasks when there's either a staffing shortage or serious hazards. So if you need to like lay drywall, like say they
That
want
is
to
not
go,
a serious hazard.
say they want to go into these like the nuclear reactors that
Oh,
have
yeah.
melted down, and they want to put some sheetrock up to like maybe redecorate in there. Well,
the feng shui on the inside of
they've
these
got
reactors.
this robot to go in there and do that
It
now.
makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm telling you. Anyway,
Basically, I love that statement of if there's a staffing shortage.
Yeah.
That's basically calling the robot straight up a scab.
yeah, it really is like when they strike,
You just use a robot.
just use a robot. You don't have to be bound by these
stupid
ethical dilemmas.
Yeah.
human needs.
Look, you don't have to pay a robot.
That's right.
So anyway, there's I follow robotic news because I am interested in the way that that's going to affect. There's man, I was listening to
10 years from now.
I was listening to podcast. I listened to this podcast called The Armchair Expert. You guys ever heard of it? Dax Shepard. It's really great.
Oh, I love Dex Shepard.
Dex
and his
Shepard.
wife.
Really great podcast, but they're long. They're
He's
like
the actor, right?
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
All right.
But he was doing an interview with Ashton Kutcher, and they talked. Ashton Kutcher said this. He just interviews his friends, by the way,
Sure,
and or anybody that he can get to come on. But
I love that Ashton Kutcher's just his friend.
yeah, and so he says, in the future, you'll either be giving orders to robots or taking orders from robots. That's basically the future.
That's one way to look at it, I guess.
It depends on
So get into coding is basically.
Yeah.
They were talking about kids, and they're like, "Well, what do you think your kid wants to be?" And you're like, "Well," he's like, "Well, I mean,
I think
emphasis on computer coding."
Yeah, I think though there's always going to be a market for fine things that that robots aren't going to make, like watches,
Art, maybe.
art. Yeah, like
I disagree with the watches, but the art, yeah.
custom timepieces and things like that. Where you want like a rich
At
person.
that point, it's more art.
That's what I'm
than
saying. A
anything,
rich
yeah.
person wants a Rolex. They're not going to get a Rolex made by a robot.
And that's why where I'm at with making videos for marketing, I see that as like do I think it's possible that machine learning could make a good video if given like the right clips?
Sure.
Yeah, but then it's more of a template than anything else.
But have you heard the AI try and make songs? Because those are straight up creepy. Like, they ain't got it right yet. Like, hearing AI try to make a song is the most terrifying thing you'll ever hear.
I go back to, did you ever watch AI with Will Smith?
Yes.
iRobot, you mean?
iRobot,
yeah.
yeah. There's one part where he draws what he dreams, and he draws the Golden Gate
Yeah.
Bridge, yeah, and it's a bunch of robots underneath it, and it's this
Right.
beautiful art piece, and Will Smith's like, that is not art,
That's a copy.
it's a copy.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, isn't everything from your brain kind of just reasoning out that
That's
what is art? then?
Humans fill in the void of the unknown with their own perception, and that's where the art comes in, right? Like, I can draw a tree, but because I don't know exactly what that tree feels like or looks like or whatever, I add something to
That's
that.
why the majority of my
Well,
trees look like
right?
mashed potatoes.
Exactly, because you think that they are.
On the same side of that coin, though, you have the AI that Google's created.
It's crazy.
To remove objects from pictures and replace it with what should be there.
Oh, did you see
know what I'm
GoPro
saying?
doing that
Yeah,
with
GoPro's
the stand and it
Same
replaces?
idea. Like they had that. The one example they had that stuck in my head really good was 2 years ago or 18 months ago, where they showed the picture of the kid batting through the chain link fence, and the AI went through and removed the chain link fence and put everything in there it needed to look like the picture was taken without the chain link fence.
Was the camera moving or stationary?
Stationary.
Okay, so when I see stuff like that,
but it did it post. It didn't do it with the camera still looking at it. It did it with the picture afterwards.
I wonder if they had a source photo afterwards. So, like,
That's a good question.
because
I
did it
don't know.
have something to build from?
Lest you freak out too much about AI, let me remind you of AI named paint colors that we talked about probably a year ago.
was that on the Lisa 2?
Some AI paint colors. Let me put them forth here. Copper panty,
Oh, that's right.
rose colon, blue child, which is
okay.
a nice color pink,
They're learning still. Let's remind everybody
And
they're
to
still
be
learning.
fair, this
stanky bean,
we are listening
and farty red.
we could be we're listening to this through our human ears. Stanky red to a
No,
robot
farty
is
red.
beautiful.
Farty red.
So
Even better.
My favorite thing is when people subvert AI online and they make that
Yeah.
the racist. Was
Like
it Twitter bot?
The
Was it
tweet bot, yeah.
Tweet bot.
That Microsoft did.
and
The one that
she had-
made Leslie Jones into a gorilla. Is that the one that you're talking about?
no, that's a different one.
No, this one went completely like Nazi and like anti-Semitic
Yeah,
and sexist
real
and like
bad.
the whole thing, because it was subverted by
because that's
bad
what it was
people.
fed by
Yeah.
Reddit, basically.
yeah. So
More like what's the clone of Reddit that has like no regulation? Is it Vote VOAT or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
VOATE. Yeah.
Have
try
you
not
ever
to-
been to that
No.
website?
I try not to go any
Ooh.
deeper than Reddit.
Oh, and one more. It's a nice teal color, and it's called Dad.
That's the color I think
I haven't
of.
seen that. Can I see that color really quick?
When I think of my dad,
It's called turquoise in the real life.
Oh, this
Don't
is.
look at it; it'll just leave you.
Oh,
Hey, the color's gone.
I don't see it. It just looks white to me. That was a really good one, Daniel.
All right, what's this? What's this other Japanese? They want to. Now, hold on. Let me read this for a second. Let me read this.
So they want to go to the moon.
No, that's not what you said.
Oh.
That's SpaceX.
Oh.
You said Japan has a plan to develop the moon in 12 years.
Yeah.
They're making a new moon?
No, they develop the moon, just like you develop a land. Like
I've
they
read that
develop the
book.
moon.
I've read that book, The New Moon.
They're gonna develop the moon. They're gonna
Okay.
go there.
I gotcha.
They're gonna go there and
I
start
could produce a moon in less than 2 seconds.
But Owen, we put a flag on the moon, though.
They're
That
gonna
means
go-
it's ours.
They're gonna go put a city there. Which is better?
Probably a flag.
Well,
Did you see that the flag is actually bleached white now
no.
because of the sun?
Oh, really? I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
Little
people
fun
think
fact.
it's a scam, anyways.
No, it's not, though.
But Russia's
I
gonna
mean,
go
I think
back
the
and
first
prove us
time it
right.
might have been
Thanks,
a scam,
Russia.
but-
Anyway, yeah. So they're gonna go. They're gonna go. A Japanese company has announced a long-term plan to develop the moon. Now they're saying they're going to be sending things to the moon by 2030,
Like hoses,
and
chairs.
then this guy Takeshi Hakamada
That's not a
also said he has a long-term vision to have a city on the moon visited by 10,000 people by the year 2040.
Now,
That's in
is
my
this-
lifetime.
Is this the guy
Wow.
that he met with?
But you won't be fit enough to go there. So
No,
Elon
I won't
Musk?
be able to go.
get it out of your head.
I know. I'll send my children. Or
What
my
are you talking about?
grandchildren.
In space, everybody weighs the same.
Getting there. It's rigorous to break through our
Ah.
atmosphere. My fat
There's-
heart would probably just stop.
Well, there's that. Yeah. Plus the.
Think of all the stomach fat like trying to go around your back because it's being pressed against your
just
body
give
so
up.
hard.
It just crushes your arteries and you die.
You'd be the guy in the cockpit being like, "Does anybody smell toast?"
Yep. Yep.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah, so 2 missions from iSpace, which is the Japanese company that's doing this, were announced Wednesday. One's an orbiter around launch. They're going to launch around mid-2020, which is cool. I actually like to see. I like to see actual space travel happening in the near term.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
It's gotten such a bad rap with this whole Space Force thing going on, like space with Trump, talking about the Space Force and our
Well, I just
warriors in
don't see a
space.
need for Space Force.
We don't have one right now.
I just pump the money into the actual space program we have,
Yeah,
and
NASA. Give the
yeah,
money to
please,
NASA.
Please just do that.
Let them start building shuttles again. A new
Yeah,
shuttle.
please.
Let's build a shuttle up in outer space so we can build shuttles like a big one that you saw the Enterprise being built.
I just want.
Oh,
I want,
a ship dock in space?
Yeah, I want to see a ship dock.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I want,
that'd be so
asteroid.
cool.
I want asteroid mining. That's what I want. Like I want to we
Well,
run our
I
whole. We
wanna
run.
see
We run
How
our
many
whole.
1070s would it take to do that?
I
don't
want
know.
to see
I don't know.
space truckers with my
Yeah.
whole heart. You guys have
Yep.
done Jedi truckers, but just regular space truckers.
You want to see
Talk
space
about it.
truckers? Just go watch.
Dad.
What's that anime everyone loves?
Tight,
Cowboy Bebop.
5 girls in a Panzer.
No,
Nope.
Cowboy
No, that
Bebop
wasn't
is
it
space
at all.
truckers.
Tentacles.
no, you're on the wrong
Different
type of
one.
anime.
What are we talking about right now?
I don't know.
We're talking about Magic the Gathering has a new video game.
The beta.
Yeah, so this is real Magic the Gathering
Did
in video game form.
Did you guys ever play the
what
card
system?
game?
Oh, yeah.
I tried. I couldn't get it.
Wait, what system are we talking? Is it everything?
PC right now.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
gosh,
PC.
dang it to heck.
I hope they're going to do a mobile version because I'd get into that.
They have lost so much money by not doing something like what
Seriously.
Hearthstone did. I mean, think of like how much money it costs to make these cards, print them, ship them, make sure everybody gets to them. And now there's a huge scandal going down about gaming stores that ship. So they act as the middleman between the customer and Wizards of the Coast. They've been cutting them open and taking out rare
The rares,
cards,
right.
and then replacing them like super gluing them back together, but just digital copies of
Right.
everything. I mean, think of like your catalog's
Well,
nice and organized.
What they need to
and-
do is the same thing Pokemon does,
Right.
Where you buy the physical card
then you get it.
and you get it digitally as well.
Now,
And
they
so
do that
you can
with-
play it in both.
They do it with packs, so you buy the physical and then you get a digital pack. But if you buy those like pre-made decks, you get the decks.
Yeah, you get the deck,
It's
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe this is another use case for that cryptocurrency where they authenticate artwork.
Oh yeah,
You could do it to authenticate actual rare cards in games like this.
Hey, that's a good
would-
idea.
That would be interesting. Yeah,
Anyway,
cool.
Hey, did you want to post your LinkedIn profile just in case Wizards of the Coast listens to this
I
podcast?
sure don't.
Okie dokie.
Because they are
Yeah.
not listening.
They are not. So I haven't played it. I played the card game, and I had so many cards. I'm talking about boxes of cards back in the day because I took all. This is where all my Nintendo games went to. I sold all of my Nintendo games, and I really got invested in Magic the Gathering.
That doesn't
And-
sound like something you do at all.
Imagine all of those cards in pristine condition,
Well-
organized for you
Right.
alphabetically by mana count.
Oh, I got rid of the cards.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, and my big thing was the Star Wars card game.
Yeah, I remember
Oh, yeah.
you always wanted to play
Did
that.
you actually?
And you
play
never
it?
did.
I played 3 times and lost all 3.
Did you play that game?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Do you still have the cards?
Yes, I do.
Will you teach me how to play it?
Yes.
Really?
Uh
I
huh.
love learning new card games.
I forgot how to play. It's
Oh
been
man,
20
I pulled
years.
out of card games when I was like, this is boring.
Then let's play
Hard.
and see
The
how.
strategy, I can lose. No, thank
Let's just make 2 decks and just play and see how it turns out.
Okay.
Patreon, I smell.
The Magic the Gathering.
you. Open beta,
It's open beta on PC only. It's
yeah.
been in closed beta for quite a while,
Right.
A few months, and then so now it's open beta, so you can get on and give that a shot.
So is it like
If you
Gwent?
feel so
will this
inclined.
be like Gwent at all?
I mean,
I still haven't
yes
figured out how
and
to play
no,
Gwent.
because Gwent is a whole different.
I understand
style
the
of
ecosystem,
card
but
game,
like
but-
a digital card game to me is hard unless it's poker. Like that's it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense
so
to me.
so it'll be the same idea that you have 2 people faced off. You use your cards and your mana and all that crap.
right,
Are you explaining how to play Magic the Gathering?
A little bit.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. The thing I don't like about Magic the Gathering, and the reason why I like Hearthstone, is every turn you know how much like mana / resources you have to spend that turn. I just don't like when I'm playing Magic and you draw 1 mana after another, or you don't get mana. And I get that that's kind of the strategy, but it takes a little bit of luck out of
Yeah,
it.
because you build your deck, right? So if you
Yeah.
really know you need mana, you put that in there.
And I was reading a review of the beta so far, and that was exactly what one of the guys said. This guy that was writing, I think it was on Kotaku. He was saying the problem with the Magic the Gathering beta is unless you're already entrenched into how to play Magic the Gathering and deck build, they don't have any way yet to kind of ease new players into
They don't have
it.
they don't have a beginners or a help tutorial
Exactly.
The best app that's set up for this right now is Pokemon, the trading card game app. Like the way that they introduce players and how they play, and if Magic was just to look at the Pokemon app and just be like, we're going to emulate this, they would be an automatic win for them. It taught me how to play, and it's
Yeah.
great.
This game can't be heavy resourced, right? I mean, like you could get this game on any type of device.
You should be able to put
right.
this on everything.
Right.
It requires,
You know?
if it's anything like Hearthstone and Pokemon, it requires at least a gig of like, it stores the cache of the photos
Right.
and stuff, but
just for
depends.
But
content.
you
then.
could put it on almost any modern.
are they doing,
Phone
have
or
they said
tablet.
like what generation of Magic? Are they doing like this one?
I
or-
don't think so.
Oh.
Not that I've read anyway.
And what's the app called again? Just Magic the Gathering?
Just search for Magic the Gathering open beta on
Yeah,
Google.
Magic the
You'll find
Gathering
it.
Arena open beta.
Yeah.
Because they've had apps on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a different thing, but kind of similar. So speaking of video games and different platforms, PS4 has finally caved, and they're going to start to allow cross-play.
All it took was the biggest game of all time to convince them otherwise.
Yeah, Fortnite and people that love Fortnite finally, Sony opened their ears and said, "Okay, fine. Well,
We've been able to do this the whole time.
Well, that's the thing. That was the funny part. In the article I read, it said everyone. What are you doing over there? The article I read, basically, the guy from Sony was saying, it's not as easy as just flipping a switch. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff we had to do to make this work, blah, blah, blah. However, that is a patent lie because
the Switch is like way over there, though,
Yeah.
to be fair.
when Fortnite launched, it had cross-play accidentally already going with PS4 and Xbox.
But to be
So
fair,
I don't know who they're trying to fool, but they're finally opened that up, and you can get in on the beta.
Gosh, that was like blood in the water. That was like just
Oh, yeah.
perfect for everybody.
but to be fair, that Switch was way
And
over there.
so-
And when we flipped it the first time, it
The,
was
the,
really
the exact
far away.
quote is not about flipping a switch. It's very multi-dimensional.
Yeah, multi-dimensional.
What does that mean?
It means
But-
the switches are placed on top of each other.
It's so multi-dimensional.
3D.
So multi-dimensional that Epic Games accidentally enabled it when they first launched Fortnite on the PS4.
And then PlayStation
they
called
had-
them up. Hello, this is PlayStation.
Oh,
Please
so-
turn that switch
Sorry,
off.
we'll turn that switch off.
Right. They were
How
like,
is that gonna
all
work,
the devs,
though?
all the devs wanted to play together and like, but I have an Xbox. We'll just turn the switch on.
How's
we'll
that
turn
gonna-
it off before lunch.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
And they forgot.
Dude, Stan, did you forget to turn off the freaking switch?
Kevin, I told you that during the break you need to flip it back off.
How will that work with gamepads versus mouse and keyboard, though?
If they're smart, they'll put in a script that lets you either choose whether you want to play with console only or console and PC.
And that's enabled right now.
Okay.
You can do that with the Switch.
All right, so there you go. Because if you start putting console people in with PC people, they're just going to hate life.
But like, let's even backtrack a little bit. Like, if you play on your phone and you're playing with anybody with a controller,
Yeah,
like you're going to be at a
gonna
big
get 'em,
advantage.
yep.
But I have seen a picture of somebody who, and it was on Reddit, and the caption was like, "I guess I'm living in the future now." It shows the little emblem of whatever system people are playing on, and he was playing in a 4-man crew. One was on Xbox, one was on the computer, one was on their phone, and one was on the Switch.
that's pretty cool.
It's awesome, but the keyboard and mouse person's going to lead the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But whoever you play with, that opens up to whoever else you can play with.
The PC Master Race must be secluded
it
from
pure.
A
everybody.
keyboard and mouse person gets teamed up with all mobile phone
did you
people.
see-
Oh, man.
They've
They're
got
going
it's
to
a
win.
handicap.
They're
Yeah.
going to win so hard.
Did you see Xbox though is opening up to keyboard and mouse here in the future?
Yes, they're working with Razer.
Oh, wow.
And
Don't tell me that you have to buy a special keyboard and mouse for it to work.
I don't know
course
about
you
I don't
do.
know about that, but they're doing all the testing with Razer.
Okay.
Now,
So
if you guys have a suggestion, and maybe I'll open it up to the listeners too. I'm looking for a good mouse, like a really, really good, solid. I'm looking in the $50 to $70 range. of a
Trackpad mouse, dude. Trackball mouse.
I don't want to do the
Switch
ball
to it.
though.
Switch to it.
Don't listen to the
with all
crazy
of
man
my-
on the porch.
With all of my editing that I do, I like moving my hand around.
No, you don't.
This will give me carpal
That
tunnel.
just proves that you don't do a lot of editing.
What do you mean?
Because if you did a lot of editing, you would know that your wrist gets tired, and that causes you to ache. It causes wear on your elbow, your wrist, dude. No, just your thumb. Better.
I feel like you're working at a Mitsubishi dealership and you're trying to convince me that Honda isn't very good.
And he's about to print something from an old dot matrix printer.
Maybe. Just saying. Anybody out there that agrees with you about the trackball mouse, speak up now because your
Let's start a
trackball
Twitter
mouse
war
people need you.
at JDD Jensen. JDD's for ADD.
all right. One other thing we want to hit on is Verizon has turned on the quote world's first end quote 5G network.
Only in a select amount of cities, though.
Yeah, the fact that world's first is in quotes, you know.
What do they mean by in quotes? Like the world's
Well,
first. That makes me
Verizon-
a
think
different world?
that they weren't the first. He says in all quotes.
So that this isn't for cell phones; it's for home internet. So you
Yes.
have this device that will soak up the 5G, then broadcast it out on Wi-Fi in your home. And the expected average speed is 300 megabits per second, which is really good for home internet.
That is quite good. Do
Yeah.
they have a ping, an expected ping?
It does not say.
Because that'll be the
Yeah.
that'll be the
That's
real
always
kicker.
been the
is-
downside of
is-
Wisp.
Yeah, is the latency high?
Where's the closest city that they're trying it out at? as
Houston,
well?
I think.
Really?
Houston, Indianapolis. I cannot say that.
You
Los
found his
Angeles,
thing.
Los Angeles, and Sacramento.
Oh, so I guess Los Angeles would be closer than
What
Houston.
about Springville, Utah? Is that listed,
No,
sir?
no.
Sorry, man.
So this would be really good for like watching movies, but not so great for video gaming.
What was that city in Indiana?
Indianapolis. I did
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty good. All right, let's see.
You pronounced
Is there-
it like a chubby kid trying to pick up a pumpkin during Halloween.
Was there anything else we wanted to hit on, guys? Anything before we go?
Well, I mean, IMDb is coming out with their own streaming TV service
Oh,
through
another
Amazon, but yeah, there's not really much to
Is
report
it
there.
Amazon shows that will just have commercials?
So it says that it's TV, and it's free, which is kind of cool, free internet TV, but it's ad supported, just like everything else. I was more surprised to know that Amazon owns IMDb. I didn't know that.
They do?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos just being more Bezos.
They've
Jeff
owned
Bezos
IMDb forever.
is doing the right thing on the internet. Not saying a
Nothing.
word.
Yes, exactly.
Just making money.
Just makes his
That's it.
money. He works on his
Space program.
what's his-
Blue something.
yeah.
Sky blue. No.
Blue Rocket? No.
Blue.
Blue Falcon? Gosh dang it, I can't remember. It's not as catchy as SpaceX.
I've had the story about electric pedal bikes,
Okay,
but we
let's-
can push it out to next week if you want.
we got
Blue
a few
Origin.
minutes. Blue Origin.
It's
yeah.
not like it's timely.
All right. So IMDb's. That's all you had basically on that, James.
Yeah, it's basically it amazes me. Well, and then I was going to lead it into choices and illusion, which I think I've talked about here before. It's where companies make you feel like they're competing with other companies, but it's not really because they own that other company. I was going to spin into that, but honestly, go to Google and then type in choices and illusion, and it has a giant infographic there that you'll see that the majority of products boiled down to like a half a dozen to a dozen companies.
Check out one called Unilever. That's one.
Holy
Unilever's
moly.
huge.
Unilever owns everything.
Unilever, Johnson & Johnson,
Kellogg's.
and GE. They
Big.
own so much stuff. Owen, was there anything else you wanted to hit on?
Just the Facebook two-factor authentication. Did anybody use two-factor
Did
authentication?
you just say the F-bomb?
Two-factor authentication.
Oh, there we go.
Two-factor authentication. Do anybody use that for Facebook?
no.
Even with the recent Facebook hack, right? They were using API tokens to break into people's account. The hacker said they were going to live stream deleting.
Mark Zuckerberg's.
Mark-
yeah, I remember hearing about that, but they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. Facebook caught them. Just basically
Lame.
turn it off. You had to log out the account to refresh the API token. So they just logged off like 50 million users' accounts. Because normally on your phone, when you go to Facebook, you don't have to log in every time, right? Just
Yeah.
as the logo pops in, they're using that feature, a feature that allows you to see to preview your own page. But that's not the point. They're just in the news and they've been hacked again. But also, Facebook admitted that they are using your phone number that was supplied for two-factor authentication to target you with ads.
I really hate this. This makes me hate Facebook so much.
So the reason why I hate it is because as a security person, it's already hard enough to get users to sign on to start using two-factor authentication because they hate it. It's
Yep.
another step, right?
Yep.
And now you've polluted the waters saying, look, we're going to use that. Like, we do it for security's sake, but also
We're gonna
that
sell
is
this.
data that we can sell and point at you. Now the whole thing is just, can we actually make money off of people's two-factor? I guarantee
That's
you
crazy.
this won't be the first place that starts taking their entire database of two-factor authentication users and dumping it to ad agencies.
Anybody that uses Facebook to sign into stuff, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
The amount of information that you supply me makes
Boom.
it really
Oh,
easy
as
to
a-
sell to the right people.
as
I'll
a
tell you that.
marketer.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I saw, so we hired a third-party outside marketing firm because, like, when you do marketing in a company for a certain way for a certain amount of time, you kind of get entrenched and you don't really change.
Was it Cambridge Analytica?
No.
Oh, good.
But those guys were awesome. No, gosh, what was it? They're based out of just right over here off of 8th. It's I don't remember. Anywho, they the
Domo?
amount. No. I'll tell you as soon as it's gosh, now it's gonna bother me.
This sentence doesn't make any sense.
Anywho,
There we go.
The amount of stuff that we can pull from Facebook Pixel alone, it's amazing how accurate it is.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Short of telling me what you're wearing when you sign on to certain websites, I can target to you pretty well.
Of all the companies I hate, Facebook I hate the most. They have a special place in my
I think I agree.
hate.
They really are monetizing private data. Like, they're really
Yeah.
showing what
Well-
data mining can actually do when they're trying to do it. I feel like data mining up until when Facebook went public and basically everybody said, Facebook, how are you going to make money? Like, when you go public, they expect you to year over year increase, right?
Increase your
And
revenue.
so until that point, they're like, well, what are you going to do? That's why Facebook went like really high IPO and then pooped out because everyone went, dude, you can't really, how do you grow your revenue?
Yeah.
And then he went, user data. And they all wet themselves.
Yeah.
And
Yay!
yeah. And I think now with Facebook leading the charge and what data mining in a real way legally can do, it's pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, think of it. It's a device in your pocket that has basically become an extension of who you are and yourself. That's why you get so like personal when somebody takes your phone and unlocks it. Like Jarron had my phone and he was just going through that the video app just a second ago. And by the way, it's disruptive advertising. He was going through that and I felt like he was looking into my soul a little
Yeah.
bit when he was like looking through my phone. And now just imagine everything that you put in your phone, but now somebody like me who can look at all of your personal analytics on your phone. And it's just like, oh, okay.
He needs a Roomba.
Yeah, I can sell this
Done.
guy a ladder next week.
Hey, I have a Roomba for you.
Do you really have a Roomba?
Yeah, I do.
How much do you want for it?
No, James, you already had a Roomba at
Yeah,
one
but now I
point,
can have another one.
and you
I
decided.
haven't bought
Hey.
anything this show yet.
I'm willing to negotiate.
Okay, what's your starting price?
I don't know.
Just tell him.
What do you think?
Tell him you will pay less than what he sold his motherboard for.
I will pay less than
No,
market value,
no.
sir.
50%
All right.
of what you paid minus 10% because it's you.
We'll talk afterwards.
Okay.
All right, I think we're good. We good?
Yeah, my alarm
laptop,
hasn't gone
my
off.
laptop died, so I'm done.
Okay, I'm the only one with a laptop.
And
that's
I gotta
still going.
pee.
All right, thanks for listening, Owen. Take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.
Gadget Spot.